Last week against South Carolina, running back Cody Schrader of the Missouri Tigers rushed for 26 times for 159 yards, two touchdowns. For the season, Schrader is ninth in the NCAA in rushing, 807 yards, nine touchdowns to lead the SEC, a 5.8 yard average. Schrader's story is pretty amazing because
Mhm.
he originally started as a Division II football player. But he didn't give up on his dreams, even when his doubters told him to. He continued to press forward, and now he is having an incredible season in the always tough SEC. So if you're out there and you're wondering, should I give up on my dreams? Think about Cody Schrader in the season that he's having. And it's hard not to root for this guy
Yep.
in the Missouri Tigers.
Yeah. Do you think he will? Is he on track to be the best in the SEC this season?
He is. He's leading. I mean, he's ahead of Quinshon Judkins. He's ahead of Jace McClellan. He's ahead of what's it, Jalen Wright from
Hmm.
Tennessee. He right now he's just having a remarkable season,
Yeah.
and he's got
Uh,
a big challenge. They still got Georgia on the schedule.
and I tell you, he could really solidify kind of his standing in things if he can have even just a decent showing. I mean, nobody expects him to roll off 170 yards against Georgia, but he could
Yeah,
if he could even have a decent showing. You
the
go ahead.
the guy's 5'9". He's
Yeah.
5'9". But what he puts in that 5'9" frame is the heart of a lion. What's the old saying? It's not the size of the dog in the fight that matters. It's the size of the fight in the
Fighting the
dog.
dog. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think that's it. Size of the fight in the dog. That's it. Yeah, you nailed it. So, would you say he's your offensive player of the week this week?
Definitely. I'm going with Cody Schrader. He's probably my offensive player. Running backs. Now you
Yeah.
can't count out Jaden Daniels, of
Well,
course,
of
for what
course,
he's
of
doing, but
course.
running backs, you expect Quinshon Judkins to be up there. You didn't expect. Would we have guessed Cody Schrader? Would anybody have picked him to lead the SEC in rushing?
Not a chance. Matter of fact, there was probably some skepticism when he was signed by Missouri. Brought over that. What are you doing, a 5'9" T2 player? Yeah. What are you bringing to your offense? And boy, you're talking about it looks like a brilliant move from every angle. Well, I think for this week, my offensive player, like you said, when you look at quarterbacks, yeah, how do you not talk about Jaden Daniels? Well, this week is a little bit of an outlier because Jaden Daniels only got to play about 30 minutes of football because they got up on Army so quick. So to me, Dillon Gabriel is a quarterback that really stood out. They had their hands full with UCF in a way that I don't think anybody saw coming except maybe UCF and maybe not even them, truthfully. But they had their hands full, and even in with that kind of resistance and that kind of opposition, he still ended up with 253 yards, three touchdowns. He did throw one pick, but still, three touchdowns to one interception is nice. He had some rushing yards that were kind of offset by being sacked a couple of times, but he was 25 of 38, very consistent, very accurate in his throwing, and he's already over 2,000 yards, averaging over 300 yards a game. Uh, so he's shown us what he can do, and he lived up to it in this game, even in a difficult circumstance where UCF really caught them off guard, and you could see it. He still collected himself, stayed accurate, stayed true to his game. Three touchdowns, one interception, 250 yards. I think you got to give credit for where credit is due. Was it 400 yards and four TDs? No, but even when they caught UCF's haymaker and took it right on the chin, he stood back up and led the team to victory in a very difficult circumstance and had some great stats in the process. So I think he would be my quarterback offensive player of the week for this week.
He's not going to be mentioned in the same sentence as Caleb Williams, but he's exactly what Oklahoma needs, and he is playing at such a high level right
Absolutely.
now. So
Yep.
great, great analysis, Darren.